Hey guys, welcome to another episode from Trip Over Drip. Today I want to talk about something that's actually been going on for my whole life. It's mental health. Today marks the first day that I have been struggling in silence, but I need to hold myself accountable today to make sure that the momentum I have behind me is maintained. For a while now, I've struggled with a kratom addiction. It's been a long while. And today is the first day that I haven't had any at all. And it's been a long road. So many mental battles, so many emotional struggles and arguments with my spouse. The addiction was very, very reckless and selfish. But here I am today, not on it at all. And to be honest, it feels so good to sit here and say that I haven't done it today. Because this has been a struggle I've been going through for the last 6 or 7 months, is trying to quit. And I've finally done it. Okay, so today I got some clips from a Big Sean podcast that I watched. I took a lot of really good things he said, and I kind of want to discuss them a little bit today. Big Sean, is a multi-platinum selling artist. But here are some clips that I wanted to go over. The first one is about me and you are reflections of each other. We are two peas in a pod. We were made by the same life force and the same life energy that we have inside of all living things.
It's really cool because we all are reflections of each other, not just me and you or whoever. It's like everyone that's in your vicinity, in your environment, is a reflection of you or a part of you, even if you like them or don't like them. And it's something to recognize that we are all interconnected. After you go down to the layers of it, right? You get past the singularity of like career, the family, house, this and that. You go really deep inside and we're all very similar. We're all the same. We have the same system of order of operations, and it's really a true testament of we all are everything physical is made of that same, I don't know what you want to call it, prana or love, energy. And as I've gotten older in my life, I see the similarities. I have friends that are in their 60s, 70s. I have friends that are all races and things, and I see myself in all of them. And I think that's something to recognize in such a world of separation. I know that kind of is like a far reach from talking about the interaction with Kobe, but it's just crazy how in everyone that I've been meeting lately, and even just from growing up, that I've seen, it's like a mirror almost. And
How crazy is that? Because I actually believe the same exact thing. All of us are humans. All of us have emotions and thoughts and situations where we make mistakes, situations where our emotions get so intense that we can't think straight. But we're all reflections of each other. All of us are going through things. All of us have emotions and situations that we don't want to necessarily talk about, or trauma that we have experienced. And it's so much easier as societies if every human just approaches all other humans just with the compassion and understanding that they're going through something too. We have no idea what the next person is going through. Some things that they're going through might not be as effective or intense on us as it is on them, and vice versa, because perception is subjective. So we really just need to kind of have a more kind and understanding heart when we are out inside of the world, engaging and conversating with other humans, because we are all one. Wouldn't this world just be such a better place if the entire planet and all of humanity, we all were united and we just did everything we could to help the next person? That's the world I want to live in. But now that we're all talked about reflections of each other and how we're all really the same, here's one clip that I took that is really important for everybody to hear.
Was remembering that I didn't have enough to give anyone else if I wasn't in a good place myself.
period.
And that didn't mean I wanted to get to a good place just for myself. The reason I wanted to get to a good place is so I could give more good to others. And therefore there had to be a structure. There had to be an order of, all right, well, I need to take care of myself.
Right.
I need to be full. I need to be ready. And then I can extend myself. But if I keep extending myself to everyone else, chances are I get bitter at them. I'll get mad at myself.
Yeah.
And then I won't have anything to give.
Yeah, that's right.
Right. Yeah. And it's an interesting one, boundaries, because I think we also think we set boundaries for other people, but we do it for ourselves.
We do it for ourselves.
Because people always be like, oh, this person keeps breaking my boundaries. And I'm like, well, no, you keep breaking your boundaries.
Exactly.
Right?
No, yeah, it's like the boundaries forgiveness, they're not just there for you, you know. Forgiveness is for you as well, and boundaries are for you as well. Yeah, it's been tough. I think that I grew up letting people walk all over me. I think I grew up by letting people take advantage of me straight up, you know, just to be real. And I saw that in my parents, especially my dad. He would let people take advantage of him. He was a very nice guy. And there's nothing, like I said, right or wrong. It's an opinion, you know, it's just a perspective. So I'm not criticizing him or saying he was wrong in any way. It's just the kind-spirited, hearted person he is. But along with that, you do have to set your boundaries and respect who you are, because you will lose a sense of yourself by trying to take care of everyone else. You will lose a sense of yourself if you don't set these boundaries. You will lose a sense of yourself if you don't take the time out to keep connecting with yourself,
Yeah.
even if it's something you love. I lost like the passion of like watching anime. I remember when I was working so hard. It's like I hadn't sat and watched anime. I love watching anime. I love Dragon Ball Z. I love like My Hero Academia and Demon Slayer and Evangelions and all these things. And that's just one thing that I love, right? So it's like I have to take time out to do that because it is really important to me.
Yeah.
So I know all of us have demands. Some of us have family. Some of us work 2 jobs, 3 jobs. Some of us, and you say it's impossible, but I'm telling you, if you make that time, you will create more time to be the better version of yourself in any of those situations. I promise you.
Now, how crazy is that? That he had said that boundaries is for you, not for anybody else. I've said this a lot. It's time for you to start protecting your energy. You set a boundary because it's something that you're not comfortable with. And if that person breaks that boundary, it's up to you to actually realize and determine, am I going to continue to allow them to break this boundary, or am I going to hold my boundary regardless of what the results are? You might hurt their feelings. You might make them mad. But your energy is the most important. I say it all the time. You do something today to show yourself that you love yourself. That's just simple. Do something you love. Do something you enjoy. Meditate. Go for a walk. Play a musical instrument. Spend time with your loved ones. Life doesn't always have to be a go, go, go. Because when it gets to the point where it's always go, 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 who's the one that suffers? It's you. You have to do things to take care of yourself. You have to do things to make sure that your mental health is up to par. Nobody else is going to. It's all about boundaries and protecting your energy. Now, I've always talked about the law of attraction and the secret and manifesting energy to come to you. This next clip is going to explain that far in detail, and then we'll talk after.
What's the difference between attracting energy and chasing energy?
Oh boy. Attracting energy and chasing energy. Well, like I said, when you're chasing something, you're already implementing the energy of it running away from you. You know what I mean? And not to say you can't get it, but it's a lot of effort to chase something. It's like even police on a high speed chase, it's like they might have to crash into other cars and they're chasing you. And when you attract something, it's you are using the powers that have been granted to you from God, universe, whatever you call it or believe in, of it magnetizing to you. And you have that power. It's been the power that's been, we use it on small levels every day. Even if you just set it and say, hey, today I need to take a shower. That's literally, you set a goal, you did it, it's done. You can do that on a scale of anything that happens. And some things may take a lot more time than others. So we have these ideas and expectations we set for ourselves, but that's on us. That's our ego sometimes. That's our wants and desires, and our minds sometimes getting the best of us. And I think that things do take time, but there's always a way. And you can never count yourself out.
It's easier to attract than it is to chase. How profound is that statement? I know that in things that I'm always chasing in my life, it seems as if I can never catch them and they're always just right in my finger's grasp. I try my best to always just maintain a grateful and an abundance mindset. I try not to think about the things that I lack or the things that I don't have, and just continuously be grateful for the things that I do have and maintain that rich in life mindset. And it's crazy how much I'm favored by the universe. It's so wild on how just spontaneous things that will tremendously benefit my life just happen all of the time. That's not to say that things that aren't necessarily good or things that make me sad don't happen. But I find myself in a situation where the universe is favoring me and all of these things and the things are just happening and people are saying and moving and doing things just all coinciding in this big puzzle that just seems to benefit me a lot. It's all about having the positive and grateful mindset is about attracting anything and attracting energy. It's getting rid of the I don't have it or oh man, my life sucks until I get this. Because really none of this materialistic stuff really actually matters and it seems as if that no matter what I have around me, I'm always good. I always have a good outlook on things and I've never just quit fighting. I've always I've never just stopped doing the things that I needed to do, no matter what the situation was, whether that was a loved one passing away like my daughter or being in prison. I've always just tried to look for the beautiful things in life and the pretty things and the silver lining, you could say. And that's the key to attracting energy is to just live in that energy and accept that you already have it so that it can be directed your way by the universe.
It also is a great way for me to, and I practice I am. It's so much power. So I am grateful. I am this. I am happy. I am confident. I am happy that I get to sit down and talk to my friend Jay today. I'm happy I get to whatever the case is, right? So that's what I do. And then at the end of it, of the journal, when I do the gratitude stuff, and there are times where I write how I feel, not as much. I also speak out loud by myself. There are a lot of processes I do, but when I do that journal, I sign it at the bottom of it, like a contract. And I sometimes I put it is done, or I put like so be it, because it's a declaration when I do that. And I sign it because it's that important to me. I have to sign my contracts. I have to sign things that will be upheld as an important thing. And that's how the level of importance, even more, that I hold that to. So I sign it every time.
That is so good, man. I've never heard that before. I'm going to start doing that.
I'm actually the same way. I'm thinking the same thing as Jay in this clip. I think that I'm going to start a manifestation journal and I'm going to do that for 30 days and see what happens. I'm going to sign at the end of it, declaring that what I'm saying is. Just like he said before, the phrase I am is so powerful. Whatever you tell yourself, whether you can or you can't, guess what? You're going to be right. It's really important how you talk to yourself because there isn't anyone in existence that talks to you more than yourself. I myself also speak and talk out loud, not necessarily just think inside of my head, talking to myself. And it's really important that I make sure that I'm always speaking positively about myself because your subconscious mind doesn't know if what you're saying is true or false. It just hears what you're saying. Just like people always talk about how if you continuously tell someone that negative thing about them over and over and over again, eventually it gets to the point where that person believes it, especially even more if that person is the person saying that about themselves over and over again. Eventually you start to believe it. It's all about the way you talk to yourself. It's all about the way you speak about yourself when talking to others. These affirmations that every person who talks about mental health, it's not just some fluke that everyone says to give yourself positive affirmations and say positive things about yourself. There's no way that all of these people are just making this up. I've tried it. I haven't got as many results as something so profound, but I do feel more confidence in myself and better about myself when I speak positively about myself. I am an all-powerful being of love, light, and energy sent to earth to heal humanity. I am highly favored by the universe. Everything I need is given to me at speed. As far as the eye can see, abundance finds its way to me as quickly as can be. I say all of those things regularly. Some days I just say them to say them, and some days I say them with emphasis. It's all about in the way that you speak to yourself. So just be kind to yourself. Stop being so critical. Stop being so hard on yourself about the mistakes you make. Give yourself a little bit more encouragement. Give yourself a little bit more leeway about the things that you've went to and how far you've come. I believe in you.
Worry, one thing. I used to worry so much, create all of these scenarios in my head. And I think that's like a double-edged sword. When you have an imagination, and you're creative, you create, right? So you can create good, you could create bad, but they're one of the experience of life has taught me is to never worry. No matter what, you're gonna be fine. You know, I think one of my biggest fears used to be like, what if I lose everything, right? And what if I have to go back to, growing up in Detroit in the hood, blah blah blah, and then it's just like, well, I was happy there too. Like, I shouldn't be scared to lose any of this stuff because this stuff is conditional. And it's like, I'm gonna be good wherever I'm at. I remember when I talked to Sada Guru, I was like, where's your favorite place in the world? He's like, wherever I'm at. And I was like, damn.
Yeah.
So it kind of goes back to that like, that's one of the things I don't want to pass on to someone. It's like, you never have to worry, and, you could be fueled. You could let something inspire you to be greater. You could let something light a fire under you, but like, don't ever worry because you have what it takes to get to wherever you got to get to,
Yeah.
How profound is that? My favorite place in the whole world is wherever I am at. Isn't that just so beautiful to even think about? If you could actually get to that place in your head. Tomorrow is a mystery. Yesterday is history. And today is a gift. That's why they call it the present. It's so important to try to remain in the present moment and just be grateful for the things that you have in this moment right now. I challenge you to try your best to remind yourself to stay present. Don't get all anxious and have anxiety about what's going to happen in the future. Don't allow yourself to be consumed and get depressed by the things that's happened in the past. Just be grateful and optimistic about the present moment, and everything's going to be fine.
I read this book, The Hidden Messages in Water, I believe it's called. And it talked about, there's like itty bitty microscopic crystals in water. And one of the part of the book, they experiment of like how positively when you speak to water, like, hey, you're amazing, I love you, keep going, like, you're beautiful. And then they had another water glass or container of water where they said like, you suck, it's never real negative. And you look at the crystals and one is like a beautiful snowflake looking crystal and then the other one is like distorted and all damaged. And we are 70-80% water. So these things, when you write these affirmations down or when you say them out loud or when you journal, these things have a real effect on you tremendously, like scientifically. It's not even like a woo-woo type of thing. It's not even up for debate. You know what I'm saying? It's literally scientific for the people who are more, need the proof as opposed to, more analytical than like opinion based. So I just want to stress the importance of it. It really is. And by the way, the most honorable people that I've met and like what I consider to be successful, and I don't mean richest, I just mean successful in like the impact, what they're doing, how they are.
Yeah.
They meditate. They all, from my favorite rappers down to you, down to anyone who I just really admire. And you can meditate in your own ways. They're like, I know like Janae does different meditations, through sound healing or mirror meditations. I know people who do shower meditations, walking. There's no wrong way to meditate either. That's another misconception. There's no wrong way to do it. The fact that you take the intention out, or if you focus on your breathing, the fact that you take the time out to be that conscious of yourself, over time, you will get more and more into it. It's like anything you do, and you will see the effects of it.
That is so true. I've been on this journey for a long time trying to find the perfect way to meditate for me. And it wasn't until about 6 months ago that I started doing these Wim Hof breathing techniques that I used to meditate and pray and manifest. I've seen some pretty profound results, at least in my experience. But how true is that? That there is no right way to meditate. The purpose of meditating is just so that you can become more aware of you. Connect your mind, body, and soul, because no one is going to have your back like you should have your back. So wouldn't it make sense that the thing you should do the most is try to keep the best relationship with yourself? And it's complex in just the comment itself, but once you start paying attention to yourself more, you actually start to care about yourself more. You change habits, you do healthier things, eat healthier food, get more and better sleep, take care of your mental health. It's all about finding what works for you. Because what works for me probably won't work for you. Maybe it will. I hope it does. But you have to just do it and try for yourself so you can figure it out what works for you.
One of the biggest blessings in your life is growing pains. One of the biggest blessings is going through a time where you are feeling at your lowest or depressed or whatever the feeling is, because that is just confirmation that you're not in alignment and that you're meant for something different, or you're meant for something more, something greater. You know, if you were satisfied with where you're at, then that just is what it is. And, you know, you probably wouldn't even be depressed. But because you feel a certain way, or like you're not all the way there, that is just confirmation that you are truly, truly meant for more or something different. So to me, I think that when you recognize, okay, you know, once you start recognizing things of that nature, you can say, okay, what's the first step of getting out of this? And so that's part of the book. I say, you know, accepting where you are. That doesn't mean you have to stay there. That just means accepting the blessings and all the things that come along with where you are, to open up space for more. And you're letting go of all the baggage that is holding and weighing you down. I used to be like that. I used to be like, when things don't go my way, I'm terrible. Oh, this doesn't happen the way I wanted it to, or the way I saw it. You know, my whole mood is shot, right? And I'm not to say that things don't affect me when they don't go my way, but I have the armor on now. I know how to deal with it. I know how to get over it and get back to it.
Mm-hmm.
That's how a lot of my heroes deal with things too. You know, when you think of like Denzel Washington, like say he has a new movie out, say the movie does amazing and it's incredible and he wins an Oscar, say the movie comes out and it bombs or doesn't do as well, he's not going to give up and quit. It's not going to ruin his life. He's going to move on to the next thing and use that to the power of separation. To me, you know, that's a real thing.
Yeah.
How powerful is that? You can find beauty in the struggle. I know for myself that when I've had times where I'm really struggling, in the moment, it doesn't feel like there's beauty. And I don't like things not going my way. And I try my best to, I guess, I'm a person that tries to control the outcome of things as much as I can, or prep for the outcome to influence it as much as I possibly can. And so when it doesn't happen the way that I want it to, I don't get a good feeling. But learning to let go and only worrying about the things that I can control has been really great, to be honest. It allows me to only focus on myself and the things that I do and the things that I say and the things that I choose to allow around me. It has really helped me come to the realization that I am the master of my own castle, and that I get to decide who comes in and out of the walls. I get to decide what food is fed inside of that castle. I get to decide what type of people are allowed inside of the castle. I get to decide what the rules are for the castle. But at the end of the day, it's my responsibility to make sure that castle is upkept as much as possible. I just feel like some of these concepts are some stuff that people need to think about and hear someone else talking about them, because maybe something that I said will help. I don't have all the answers. I don't have a lot of answers. I just have the things and the stuff that worked for me. And if it worked for me, then I just can't sit here and not talk about them. Your mental health is important. Your energy is important. You protecting yourself and your energy and showing yourself that you love yourself every day is so important. You need to take the time out of your day for you. And then you can get to all the other things you have to do. But if you neglect you can't be 100% for all the other things you have to do. I love y'all. Have a blessed day. Peace out, trippy ass motherfucker.